Hello everyone and welcome to the Iowa Speedway for the running of the NOS Energy 300. With 2 races left in the chase, the battle for the championship is heating up, with Peter Onjack faltering just a little bit at Talladega gives Jay Jefferson only 17 points back from Onjack, 27 points back Eli Bright, who had a great run finishing second at Talladega, and a last lap pass from teammate Riley Spurleytube gets him back into the fight. Alex Peters 28 points back. After Michigan's DNF, it really cost him, but he's still in the fight mathematically. Roger Ray 31 back. Sebastian Cucalon, your pole sitter for this event, 35 back. Murray 37 back. Spurleytube 41 back. Lane 46 back. All 9 of those drivers still have a shot at the title. It just depends on how well that 44 finishes in this event. Right now, Austin Johnson, the only driver out, definitely of the chase hunt. There is no way that the 77 team can catch back up. But you see a lot of purple spoilers inside this top 10, and one purple spoiler you don't see. Peter Onjack starts 24th in this event, but Cucalon, Peters, Murray, and Jefferson round out your top 4, with Colton Lane 6th, Roger Ray in 8th. Kev Shear with a great top 10 as well. Stephen Wallace Jr., a very interesting row number 5 there. You also got Toyota Racing Development's Luke Rainey in the 71, rolling off 13th. Carson Bowers, the defending truck champ, at 15th. Gatlin Downey puts the Silver Wolf Racing 18 into the 17th position. Alongside him, Alex Parker in the 12. And then all the way back there is Aiden Smith. But more chasers at the back of this grid, including Riley Spurleytube starting 22nd, Eli Bright 23rd, and your points leader Peter Onjack in the A&W number 44 starting 24th. As they run currently, Jefferson, Peters, Ray, Cucalon, and Murray are all majorly back into the championship fight, and Jefferson would even be the points leader at this point. So Peter has to get through the field very, very quickly. But looking further back, there's Austin Johnson rolling this car off in the 31st position. His chase has been absolutely abysmal, and there's nothing else to say about it. The NOS Energy 77 trying to win the NOS Energy 300. I really do not think that's going to happen after how this year has gone. Couple more trucks there. There's Brandon Beal in the 17. Tommy Herdsday tried to make his Truck Series debut DNQ'd here in this event. There's Sam Picard in the 76 back. He is the most forgotten Iowa winner. He won 2 years ago in the Monster Energy number 77. But one thing we failed to point out, in 5th, Colton Yo is driving the GDI truck this weekend. Zach Rogers is piloting the 21, and Evernham not entering this truck race. So Colton Yo was brought into the 35 team. We'll see what he can do in some competitive equipment. We're ready to go racing, though, going down trackside for the commands to fire the engines here at the NOS Energy 300 at Iowa.
Drivers, start your engines!
With that, 40 engines roll to life as these 40 drivers get ready for 75 laps around the Iowa Speedway. A fan-favorite venue, an always sold-out crowd out here in the middle of the cornfields in Iowa. We're ready to go racing. The trucks are up. NSDCA and Cup also running this weekend. Sure to be some exciting events. You remember, though, in the Dr. Pepper Dash Series season finale here, coming down the back straightaway, it was Charles Sanford put into the inside wall. He is still recovering from the injury sustained in that crash. However, due to those cars being older models is why they were a bit more unsafe. These trucks are built pretty strong and should be able to deal with Iowa here. So hopefully we'll have a nice, safe race today. But 75 laps await us. Cucalon, Peters, 40 trucks led down by 2 chase contenders. We're ready to go racing at Iowa. Green flags in the air. Cucalon to the early lead. And we're racing at the Iowa Speedway. Cucalon clears into lead. Murray, though, getting right to the inside of Alex Peters. You could kind of work the outside line sometimes here. Inside's definitely where you want to be, but the outside can get some runs off the corner and definitely can defend if they run strong enough. But Cucalon will lead lap number 1. One thing to point out, the last 2 times Cucalon started on pole at a short track, those being Richmond and Memphis this year, he went on to lead every lap and won the race. Let's see if Cucalon can do the same thing here today, as he's already pulled into the lead. Colton Yo now in the 35, already into 3rd. Jay Jefferson down to 4th. Irving Allison now looking for a move. They're 3 wide. Another thing about Iowa, the outside wall can get you when you're going 2 and 3 wide down the front straightaway, and that just happened to Colton Lane there. This is kind of the Darlington of a short track. You're going to end up with some racing stripes or with some damage stripes on the side of your truck as you go down that front straightaway at this tight 7/8 of a mile course. Looking further back, Peter Onjack already to the inside, passing Eli Bright, passing Riley Spurley. He's up into the top 20 and charging through the field. A very strong short track racer. Don't count him out already in this event. But here we go, 4 laps into this one. Up in front, Cucalon leads a train of cars. Is now Colton Yo puts the 35 into second, moves Murray out of the way. That brings Jefferson and Alex Peters back into the fight. Cucalon still leading this race, but now Jay Jefferson in the 48 looking to the inside of Murray, looking to the inside of Yo almost there as they're fighting here just outside the top spot. Back in 5th, Alex Peters. 6th, Irving Allison. Up to 7th, Matthew Brown. 9th, Antoine Smith. 10th, Colton Lane. They're all doing what they need to gain these points, but Onjack is doing what he needs to maintain this position. He now sits that 44 truck into 16th. Gatlin Downey now 3 wide back there with Monaco and Morris. Spurleytube trying to work his way through. Spurleytube won Talladega. That's probably the only reason he still has a shot at this championship, as Morris is going to hit him. They're making contact, spin up in front, and it is championship contender Colton Lane. Big hit, Eli Bright's in it, and it's the big one at Iowa. Early on, Aiden Smith upside down on the front of the 01. And Eli Bright, his day and championship is going to be gone. Big hit for Sam Picard, Aiden Smith, Alex Parker, Alex Benyako, Cody Goforth. Colton Lane started it. We saw the spin in front of Onjack, and that's almost what cost him. Now it looks like we're going for split strategies here. Irving Allison coming down. Jefferson, Matthew Brown, Luke Rainey. 19 this week. I believe that is Kyle Corbett this week. Colton Yo, Peter Onjack, so good majority of trucks coming down. Colton Lane doesn't come down, but all the back markers pretty much are coming on in. And we have the big one strike here at Iowa. You know, probably 4 tires and fuel, but it could just be a fuel-only stop, and that's what they're doing. It looks like fuel-only for everyone, so they're just topping off on that gas. It's only 75 laps. We already ran 8 of those, and it hasn't been that long of an event, so I guess, you know, fuel-only tires might not really matter here at Iowa. A lot of cars came down pit road, though. Stephen Wallace Jr., he was involved in that incident. So was Cody Goforth, Alex Fletcher. Trucks have retired from this event, but Cucalon, Peters, Murray, Smith, DeLello, Ray, Bowers, Shearer. The 94 is Dusty Neal this week. Zach Rogers, Logan Bradley, Brandon Beal, Colton Lane all stay out after the big one already strikes 8 laps in to Iowa. First incident of the day, Colton Lane going 3 wide, runs into Stephen Wallace Jr. They make contact and turns him into Benyako, where the 60 goes up and rear ends the wall. Same with Stephen Wallace Jr. with some heavy damage there, but looking further up at this, Benyako gets back straight, and they're going to be spinning in front of him. He's going to be hit again as he goes through, tries to get through, and then nails Aiden Smith and flips the 68 onto his roof. But looking back here, Eli Bright, the biggest title contender in this incident, almost made it through, but then Goforth, Parker, Smith making contact. Heavy hit to the 8, and then Picard finishes off Eli Bright's number 8 truck. Goforth in the middle here. They're all trying to get off the apron. They make contact with Reed, and that's what's going to send pretty much everyone around. But Goforth also gets a spin. Fletcher with some damage, as well as a little bit from Dusty Neal and Aiden Smith sliding on his roof. Heavy hits here in the big one early on here at Iowa. Multiple cars around, a couple upside down. We'll bring us back to the action at the NOS Energy 300 right after this. Back live here at Iowa, just hitting the start of this one. Cucalon jumps out into the race lead early. 11 laps through this one, and we are back racing at Iowa. Cucalon up front. Peters, Murray now side by side for second. Antoine Smith, Zachary DeLello, Carson Bowers up there. Everyone that came down pit road took fuel. No tires were given, so it's not really a competitive advantage, but they might be able to make it just to the end of that race or just longer if this does go green. Alex Peters now stuck on the outside as DeLello and Antoine Smith work to the bottom. Cucalon maintaining that race lead as now Smith in the 00 is going to look for second on Austin Murray. DeLello for fourth on Alex Peters. Bowers and Shearer sitting right behind. Now Antoine Smith moves his way up into that second spot for the 00 team. Carson Bowers up in this fight now in that 25. We'll see if Bowers can kind of just sneak a win for KGM. Benyako, Parker, Aiden Smith, Eli Bright, and Sam Picard all out of this one. Eli Bright's championship hopes are over in the number 8 as he will fail to finish this race and will definitely be more than 40 points back at the end of this one. Now up in front, DeLello in second. A big fight up here as Roger Ray's now brought that 84 into the mix. Looking further back, where is Peter Onjack? That's the question. Now, only a few spots behind Jefferson with Jay, Spurleytube, with everyone coming down pit road, including Onjack. He's still in it. Colton Yo now, 3 wide between TSR guys. That is a GDI truck, but it is a TSR driver. And now Jefferson's going to be in the wall after that 3 wide situation. He's going to get his Iowa stripe, and now he's trying to maintain on that outside line, try to power off as he's going to get a big run. You see, we said that outside line could get a run, and he's going to look back to the outside of the 35. Some more contact between himself and Yo. I don't know if he should have put Yo in that 35 truck because he's really making it hard for this 48 team. And now he's back in the wall as they're 3 wide. Now Onjack's looking to the inside of him. So this is a championship fight right here. This is the top 2 in points under a blanket as they're trying to maintain their speed and pace here at Iowa's. Colton Yo still 3 wide in that 35 truck, stuck up the middle. Now Jefferson's going to force the 17 up wide and out of there. And now Jefferson is going to pick up a spot, but Onjack right back to the inside. Riley Spurleytube, Boston Murray, Colton Lane, Alex Peters, Roger Ray. Cucalon now just got passed for the lead by Antoine Smith last time by, so now they're fighting for it. But those chase contenders are all in front of Onjack right now, picking up some much-needed points. Carson Bowers in third, trying to chase him down. Cucalon's not going to have another perfect short track race, but he could still get his 3rd short track win on the season if he wins this event here. Right now fighting Antoine Smith for that race lead in the Conway Freight 20. Some of the fan-favorite colors on that truck this year for Sauber Racing Team. Smith is going to maintain the race lead, though. Bowers in the 25 is right there. Let's see if KGM has anything to possibly get their first truck win today. Roger Ray in 4th, Logan Bradley 5th, fighting his teammate Alex Peters in 6th, Irving Allison 7th, Kev Shearer 8th, Colton Lane 9th, and Matthew Brown 10th. Look at the rest of the way through the field. Eric Monaco now just in front of Onjack. Onjack's there. There's Jefferson. Murray's dropping back. Austin Johnson's still at the back of this one, and of course Eli Bright out of this event. Cucalon, your race leader. There's Alex Fletcher, a slow truck. Cody Goforth as well. Fletcher very slow, so it looks like we will have some lap traffic to deal with here as Ray and Bowers now go for the 3rd position. 20 is 75 complete. This race starting to tick by very quickly as we go down the front straightaway here. And of course, it's Dodge dominating this event so far with the first 3 of the top 4 positions. Cucalon out in front doing everything he can to try to win a championship. Came into this race 35 points back. Currently, most laps led, race win. Over 14th place Onjack would pick him up probably about 15, 16 points right there in and of itself. So that'd be a very big margin that he'd be able to cut off as they head into Kansas in just 2 weeks' time. And that is the next race. And the final race for the Truck Series season is at Kansas. Same for Mountain Dew Custom Series, though the Cup Series goes to Charlotte as their next event, and then heads out to Kansas. So if you're a short track racer, this weekend is the last time to do something in the chase. Cucalon's trying to do just that as he's going to work his way easily past Alex Fletcher and that 32 team, the Simtech Racing Incorporated Damage number 32 truck. Alex Peters looking for 4th on Bowers. Kev Shearer up to 5th. Onjack now inside the top 10, so Jay Jefferson not having a fun time here as he's now behind Onjack by a good few spots, and Peter is just picking spots up left and right as this race progresses. Now Roger Ray, Alex Peters, they know that Onjack's coming. They got to start making moves. Cucalon pulling away, and now Ray and Peters going to clear Antoine Smith for that 2nd and 3rd position. Antoine's going to fall back to 4th in the fight with Bowers. Now Alex Peters wants a shot at Roger Ray for that 2nd position, and he's going to try at least to pick it up over the Onjato number 84. Down to 50 to go in this event. Still a long way in this race to go, but it is a very fast track. They are running 22nd lap times, so 50 laps, that's only that's definitely not a lot of time. That's only maybe 10-15 minutes left in this one. Looking back through the field, Colton Lane's dropped like a rock. I don't think it's damaged necessarily. He didn't have too much. As they're going to make contact, and there goes Monaco and Fletcher into the outside wall, and I think that's going to bring out another caution. Gatlin Downey almost into the 18, or almost into them there, and that should, yes it will, bring out another caution. Cucalon must be able to race his way back around himself, and he'll pick up another lap led. But Alex Fletcher now, that's his second incident of the day. Eric Monaco involved in that one. Cucalon races the field back around. So that's going to bunch him back up again, and now Onjack has Jefferson all over the back of him. 28 of 75 complete. The fuel window's definitely more than 50 laps. So this could be it. This could be the money stop right here for teams. Cucalon out in front. We'll see if the strategy is diverted. And no, it looks like everyone is coming on in, and that's really a pretty smart call. You can make it to the end on this pit stop for sure. That lap 8 pit stop for fuel, they must have been banking on possibly getting some green flag racing, and we did. But it doesn't look like that strategy is going to work out for him. Cucalon with a very large gap in the pits. But here they come down to the attention of their crews. This will be 4 tires and fuel. I don't think you now have 29 laps on your tires. You had a lot of green flag racing. Alex Fletcher, of course, staying out. He's a lap truck. But it should be 4 tires and fuel. I don't see a no tires or 2 tires call working out. But it should be... No, it is 2 tires for everyone. So I guess 2 tires can work if everyone does it. The question is, do the 4 tires... do you take 4 tires to get on out? Colton Yost stuck on pit road. He couldn't get out. They were too wide all around him, so he's going to lose a lot of time in that 35 truck. The rest of the field coming on out now. The way they come out, it looks like probably 2 tires for everyone. Cucalon is on the apron. I hope that is for the 32. Yes, it is. So Cucalon will maintain the race lead. Alex Peters second, Antoine Smith, Riley Spurlitube, Jay Jefferson 5th, Bowers 6th, Onjack 7th, Ray 8th, Shearer 9th, and somehow Bobo Jones is now 10th. I think that's a fuel-only call there. So we'll see what happened on pit road. We got to see what happened to Monaco and Fletcher first. Not much to say about this one. 3 wide again, but Brown shoves Monaco into Fletcher. They're going to make contact. Those 2 into the wall. We're under caution for the second time. Back live here at the NOS Energy 300 at Iowa. Cucalon, your race leader. Alex Peters second. Antoine Smith third. Riley Spurlitube fourth. Jay Jefferson fifth. The 03 team missed their pit stall and did not come back down. So Bobo Jones on 31 lap old tires. No extra fuel in the truck. They missed their pit stall, and it looks like they're just going to try to stay out and work what they can. Possibly wait for an early caution, but he is in the 10th position because of that. The good thing is the majority of chasers are ahead of him. The only ones behind him, Murray, Lane, Johnson. It looks like the ones that haven't really been doing much in this chase. Cucalon out in front. Peters second. We'll see if they can hang on over Onjack, or if Onjack can get up here and win again. Green flag's back in the air. Racing once again at Iowa as we hit just under the halfway point. Antoine Smith now looking for that second spot on Peters. It looks like you don't want to restart second because you just get passed immediately. Speaking of passing immediately, Onjack right to the inside of Bowers. And there goes Onjack up into 6th. Roger Ray into 7th. So Jefferson not gaining too much time. All JJ really needs is to finish ahead of Onjack in this race. I mean, 17 points and then maybe gains 16, 15, just a 16 or 15 points back. It still helps heading into Kansas. I mean, 17 points back is not a very large margin to gain in one race, but with how Peter has been running in this chase, it might just be. Caution is back out, and it's another big one. Colton Yo is upside down and over, and it looks like that bad pit stop is costing him. Gatlin Downey's in a spin further down. Eric Monaco's also in one. Stephen Wallace Jr.'s around. Austin Murray came down pit road. And he is now, I think he's on the lead. Yes, he is. Murray's on the lead lap. He should be on the lead lap. Well, he says 1 lap down on the ticker, so maybe he's not. Gatlin Downey heartbreaking for Silver Wolf Racing. They were having such a good day, and the field is splitting. Antoine Smith and Spurlitube are also having a war down there. The field is splitting. Cucalon staying out. And a majority, it looks like, Spurlitube staying out. But Peters is in. Antoine Smith is in. So is this is an alternate strategy. Are they going to take left side tires? They going to go for 4? They going to top off? I think you could make it to the end of the race on this last pit stop. Bobo Jones just does not need to miss his pit stall again. Onjack pits, and Jefferson stays out. And Peter, you see down there, it looks like it's fuel only, so teams might not think they can make it to the end of this race. I figured you could, but maybe you can't. And Alex Peters will come out, so it's fuel only for everyone. Bobo, either they took fuel only or they missed their pit box again, which that could be just an issue with Bobo right now. Onjack is now going to be outside of the top 10 again, so we'll see if this 44 truck can drive back through the field. So we'll see if that'll happen. There's not that many trucks ahead of him. Joseph Strigley's now inside the top 10 for the 63 team. Zach Rogers is up here. Brandon Beal, Brandon Morris, Jesse Turner behind some of the fast trucks. Jesse Turner coming down pit road, a flat tire on the 47. So he will lose that strategy call and misses pit road. So he's going to have to go back around with a flat tire. Hopefully that doesn't damage the truck. We got another big one to take a look at. Colton Yo upside down at Iowa. And this one, Colton Yo, with as bad of a pit stop he had, it put him back in the middle of the pack, and the 35 truck gets taken out by his teammate, Larry Hagan, really. They're not teammates here, but 2 TSR drivers. And it's a big hit to Colton Yo as he flips the 35 up and over and does a little roll down the banking, but a heavy hit. We're going to slow this down. You see the 19 and 35 just making contact. They're hooked together, hit the apron, and that's going to slide him. Now Colton Yo's going to slide up. He's going to get air from that first incident. Then the 19 pinches his front into the wall. It puts him on his side, and he's going to actually hit some of the catch vents. So they're going to have to hopefully repair that before this. Also ahead of him, the 18 and 72 make contact in front of Stephen Wallace Jr. coming back to the caution. But we're under caution for the 3rd time today here at Iowa. The 2nd flip of the day at the Iowa Speedway. Back live here at Iowa, going back racing on lap 38. Let's see if we can get some more green flag racing from last time. Cucalon, Spurleytube, Jefferson, Irving Allison, Brandon Morris, Brandon Beal, Joseph Strigley, and Zach Rogers all stay out. Everyone else came down to top off on fuel. I think pitting around lap 30 should make it to the end of this 75 lapper. Iowa's a short track that has decent fuel mileage, so we'll see what will happen as this race progresses. Onjack not as far back as Jefferson wants him to be, but Jay's now ahead of him by a good margin. We'll see if the TSR guys can get around Cucalon and take off with this one, or is Cucalon and Sauber Racing Team just a great short track program? Cucalon out in front in the Conway Freight 20. We're back racing at the halfway point of the NOS Energy 300. Already, Austin Murray is a lap down. Now Antoine Smith is going to throw Onjack 3 wide. This could be scary for your championship hopes, especially 3 wide into turn 3 has not been working today. Onjack, though, up the middle. Here they go for it. Alex Peters now wide. He's probably going to get a piece of the wall down the front straightaway. Roger Ray right on the back of him. And there they go. Now Onjack stuck behind Joseph Strigley in the 63. So JSR playing some championship implications again. It's like they haven't been tired of it this season. But Strigley now dropping on back like a rock. And the rest of the field, Antoine Smith picking back up. Spurleytube's your new race leaders. We've missed 2 passes for the lead today. The only 2 times we've had passes for the lead. So let's focus on the leaders a bit as Cucalon, Jefferson, hunt down the 28 truck. Top 3 now launching away from Irving Allison. And that's really what Jay wants to see. Bobo Jones might have finally been able to get his pit stop in the 03 truck. But now, Jefferson all over the back of Cucalon, side by side for second almost as he's trying to push him. But now Cucalon fighting back after Spurleytube. It's a Dodge 1, 2, 3 with 2 Toyotas, 4th and 5th. Brandon Morris of the 89 has really come to life in the chase for Shepherd for no reason at all, other than really strategies just making it work. Brandon Beal up there in the 17 truck, looking further back now. But Cucalon starting to catch right back up to this 28 truck. Here he goes now for that second position, or in that second position, looking for the lead down the back straightaway, all over the back of Spurleytube. Peter Onjack back to 15th is what these 3 need to see to get themselves ready for Kansas. Jefferson would be, I believe, your points leader if he took 2nd right now, and Onjack finished 14th and 15th even. So now Jefferson is fighting for his life. You remember last season, though, at Iowa, running well, looking for, his 4th win in a row? And it blows up. No, it was his 3rd win in a row. It would have been his 4th because the next race I think he won. But anyway, he was leading the race. He was dominating the race. And he had a mechanical failure. He's now in 2nd, chasing down his teammate Riley Spurleytube. Looking Morris in the 89, gonna play his championship implications. Just don't turn anyone, man. But he's up in 4th, chasing him down. What a run this Shepherd Racing team has had this year in that 89 truck. But Jefferson now chasing down Spurleytube. Riley getting those laps led. He led those laps and won the race at Talladega last time out, but Jay wants to get back to victory lane. He hasn't won since Mosport in the Truck Series just a few races ago, and he's trying to turn his chase around. Now, coming after teammate Riley Spurleytube, 30 laps to go right here. 29 to go that time by, as Jefferson is now trying to win this race. He's going to get around Spurleytube, just looking for a bonus point for now, but wants to win it anyway. Past the number 28. And clear into the lead. Jefferson's going to pick up that bonus point. Now the 44 Onjack has to be sweating. Jay's just put the most points he can if he wins this event. Looking back at Onjack, who is in 11th. He's gaining back up in that 44 truck, but does he have enough time without a caution to catch on up? He might. He might have enough time to get a top 5 in that 44 truck. He's just been bad fast in the chase so far. But you've got Ray, Peters, Cucalon, Spurleytube, Jefferson all in front of him. Murray is a lap truck that is a chase contender. I don't know if he'd really be playing moves there. Carson Bowers is back to 20th. I just realized we only have 29 trucks on the lead lap. Only about 25 of them are competitive currently in this event. As now Roger Ray's going after Alex Peters. That is for that 10th position. Some contact there as he moves Peters up the track. You see how wide he got off of the corner. And Ray in that 84 is 31 back from Peter. He has to gain many spots here if he wants to be in the fight. Now you got Morris all over the back of Cucalon. Jefferson working through lap traffic now. That's Alex Fletcher again. Morris right on the back of Cucalon. Do not turn him, man, because we're going to have to park you again. And the 89 truck in 4th, chasing down Cucalon, pushing past Alex Fletcher. We'll see if Fletcher will be nice this time and just fall through the field nicely. We're coming into the closing laps here in the NOS Energy 300. Jefferson finally out in front and starting to pull away. Does not want to see a caution. Here we go. 24 laps to go this time by. With 22nd lap times, that's about an 8-minute race. So he has 8 minutes if this goes green to finally get back to victory lane. Looking back around at the back of the pack, Jesse Turner, don't know why he's so slow. Kev Shearer has fallen back. Logan Cloud nicely inside, coming up to inside the top 20 if he could gain a couple more spots. There's Zach Rogers, Carson Bowers. Colton Lane, Austin Johnson, Alex Peters has now lost a ton of time. I think his truck's starting to fade. He's back to 12th. Alex Fletcher goes to the wall to stay away from him. But now Onjack and Ray in the midst of many trucks. Beal, Allison, Murray, a lap truck, Antoine Smith, Zachary DeLello, all in this. None of them are chase contenders, but they're all trying to finish top 10 here. They've all had some pretty bad seasons outside of Irving Allison with his 2 wins. But up in front is all Jay Jefferson. You see the top 4 have pulled away, absolutely launched away from the field, and Jefferson is still pulling away from Spurleytube lap after lap. And even still, this season, TSR, if they don't win the championship, it's an absolute crime because Spurleytube has 2 wins with his Talladega event last week. Jay Jefferson will have his 4th win if he's still in front in 20 more laps. Eli Bright has 3 wins as well. 8 races so far this season in the 18 race events have gone to TSR, and this could be their 9th and 19 if Jefferson wins this one, and then if they win Kansas, they could get a 50% win rate this year for the team. But you got Onjato in here. The thing about Onjato, their championship contenders have not won a race this season. Roger Ray is winless in his NSDCA career in National Series competition. Peter Onjack has not won a truck race, I don't think, since he last ran full-time last year. Yeah, it would have been last year at Mesa Marin that he won his last event. So it's been over a year for that 44 team. Meanwhile, he's up to 4 wins in the Cup Series and continuing. So if he has pace here, what do you think he has in the Cup car? But now Onjack is looking. He could be a top 5 finish here if he gets around DeLello and Antoine Smith. I don't know if he can get up and past Morris, Cucalon, Spurleytube, and Jefferson with what little time is left for these guys. But easily, Jefferson could pick up maybe 8 or 9 points on Peter with a race win. If he could somehow squeak out most laps led, I don't think he can. I think Cucalon has that locked up. But either way, that'd be 41 points to probably about 32 for finishing 5th if Peter does indeed get into the 5th position. So that's still a 9-point swing, which could be everything heading into Kansas, which would bring that, basically have what Jefferson is back, 17 points entering this race. Bobo Jones in front. Spurleytube now with a big run. I don't know if Jay was trying to stay away from the 03 or just messed up his line or what, but Spurleytube just gained big time on Jay. Jay's now looking to the inside of Bobo. Bobo's throwing a block on him, and all the way down the straightaway, you see how low he is. He's throwing a block on race leader Jay Jefferson. I wouldn't be doing that. And there you see Jay. He's going to give him a little bit of a nudge to the quarter panel, moves him up, and stays right there. Not happy with him as his teammate Spurleytube's now into 2nd. And don't forget, the ones that stole the Talladega win from Jay were his drivers, Spurleytube and Bright, ganging up against him and going to the point. Spurleytube ended up passing Eli later in that event to win it. So we'll see if Riley could get up there, go 2 in a row, and take JJ's win away from him. That would be outstanding to have all 3 of the full-time TSR drivers win 3 races this year, but I don't think Jay wants to see Spurleytube take it away from that 48 truck. Now coming down, 13 to go here at Iowa. Cucalon 3rd, Morris 4th. Onjack's up to 5th, so that's not happy for Jay. The 44 truck has ran what he needs to do. Top 5 runs. Consistency has been the name of the game this season for Onjack, for Ray, and the chase. Right now, Onjack, no wins in the chase, but I believe his average finish is about 5th in the chase. This 44 team has been unstoppable. They have not won races, but they have not lost them by much either. And he's now in the 5th position. Just a few laps to go. Just needs to hang on as he's pulled away now from Antoine Smith. Roger Ray's probably going to be out of this one. Colton Lane dropped back. Alex Peters entered this race 28 back. It's going to need a miracle for him to make it. Colton Lane is 46 points back. He would have need to finish ahead of Onjack. He's not doing that. Looks like that's done. Spurleytube into the lead because we got lap traffic that gave Spurleytube the lead. Man, we have missed so many battles up front just by looking at the rest of the championship fight. But Spurleytube now, Jefferson Cucalon trying to get through with 9 laps to go next time by. We'll see if Jay can catch and pass that 28 truck again. Cucalon in 3rd, really back up there. Morris 4th. We'll see if Jay in this 48 team can get back around Spurleytube. We're not going to look at Onjack anymore. He's 5.5 seconds back. He can't gain more than 5th at this rate. But Spurleytube out in front now has to defend over Jay Jefferson. And Jay knows it's a 3-point gap from 1st to 2nd. He needs every point he can. Spurleytube enters this race 41 points back. Even if he wins and Onjack's 5th, he's over 30 back. Here comes Jay back to the inside. And Spurleytube a little loose off the corner. Cucalon and Morris don't count them out. And here we go. Now the final dash to the finish. Jefferson back to the point. Spurleytube now looking anywhere in 2nd. Cucalon and Morris are right there in the 20 and 89. Just a little bit back. But the top 4 under a blanket with just now coming around. Should be 8 laps to go here at Iowa. Spurleytube all over the back of Jefferson. Will Jay be able to withstand the 28 truck? He knows the speed of TSR, but he knows that his drivers aren't looking to help him win a championship. They want their own. Bright is out of this one and out of the chase contention. Spurleytube back to the inside. Riley needs to win to have any shot. Really, any realistic shot, but still, it's not by much. Jay knows that he is the only shot for TSR to win a championship this year, and he's going for it on the outside of Spurleytube. What a defensive drive by Jay, but now Spurleytube slides in. They make contact. Riley moves his boss out of the way, and Spurleytube clears himself into the lead. That's just short track racing for you, and Spurleytube now 5 laps to go at Iowa. Does he have enough to pull away from Jay now? Does Cucalon or Morris have enough to catch up to Jay? Jay just lost 3 points with that move there by Riley. Cucalon in 3rd, Morris 4th. Cucalon, they're not going to catch him, at least there. But Jefferson now has 4 laps to drive up and pass that 28 truck again. But he knows how Riley will take a lead. We'll see what Jay will do to take that lead back. But Spurleytube's pulling away. He might have just gave Jay that bump and said sayonara because he is gone. Onjack's holding 3/10 over Ray. Ray really needs to finish ahead of Peter, too. He's 31 back entering this race. But Spurley out in front now. Cucalon into second, looking for second on Jefferson. And maybe that damage, he might have a damaged truck. That 48 truck might have been damaged from that side swipe because he's losing time now. Side by side with Cucalon for second. Cucalon's going to clear him. And now Jay now into third, falling back. And that is what Onjack wants to see. Jay will have 3 points on him instead of the possible 9 now that he doesn't even get second. With just 1 lap to go, this time by 2 lap trucks ahead. That's the 94 of Dusty Neal, the 27 of Cody Goforth, and they're side by side. Spurley might not have this race won either, as here we go for the final time. White flag is out at the NOS Energy 300. Spurley all over the back of Goforth, and he made the move on Jefferson. He pushed him out of the way. Morris is down pit road. He's out of fuel, so the 48's not even going to pick up more than 2 points. But Spurley out of 4. He moved Jefferson out of the way, and he's going to take his second win in a row. So Riley Spurley third win on the year, and 9th for TSR. A flat tire on the 45. There was a flat tire down on the 47 too, but the 45 of Peters, maybe that's why he was dropping. And they're spinning. Morris and Ray are having some fun coming off of pit road there. I don't even know where Alex Peters is on track. But he had a flat tire in this event. Maybe he was out. Yeah, the 45 will not finish this race, so Alex Peters' championship hopes are done. But Spurley, that's going to be an awkward team meeting on Monday because Riley Spurley went up there and moved Jay Jefferson out of the lead, just slammed him out of the way. And Jay, instead of the 9-10 points we were talking about in that swing, he's probably only going to be 15 points back, which is still manageable, but it is going to be an uphill battle for that 48 team not scoring the win here at Iowa. It's not a bad finish by all means. He's been in the battle for the win the last 2 weeks, Talladega and Iowa, but both times he's going to be undone by his teammates. And Spurley, you know, he's going to have a shot. Not a great shot, but he's going to be probably about 35, 34 points back in that 28 truck. Looking at the rest of it, Murray is out. He's out of the championship hunt. Same with Colton Lane. Most likely same with Alex Peters. Yeah, he'll lose 20 points. That'll be 48 points back. So Alex Peters is done. Eli Bright is done. Austin Murray is done. Colton Lane is done. Austin Johnson is done. I don't have the official results yet. Those will be on your screen shortly. But if I'm looking at where these guys finished and how they'd be, Spurley probably going to be about 35 points back. Cucalon, 31 points back. So Cucalon and Spurley are still entering Kansas very far back. They're going to need a miracle to happen. Roger Ray is also going to be over 30 back. He's going to be 32 back from Onjack. And then it's just Jefferson, 15 points back. So we're entering Kansas with 5 cars fighting for the title. 2 can race each other to win it. The other 3 need those 2 to race each other into the wall. But Ray, Spurley, Cucalon have a shot at the title. It's not a great shot, but they have one. And you saw years ago, Brandon Morris turning Diego Yepes and Brady Burkhart coming down pit road at the end gave Matty Porta, who entered that race 30 points back, a shot at the title if he just ran a little faster in those last few laps. So it is possible. Kansas has always given us an entertaining race for the title hunt, and we'll see how it will go. Give a shout out to SBR getting 6th and 7th there. Zachary Racing 8th and 9th, but Alex Peters outside the top 20. You also got Brandon Beal in his, I believe, 2nd race for the 17 team. He comes home 13th. Austin Johnson 11th. Definitely not enough to make his championship bid back. But Alex Peters 24th. Austin Murray 26th is not good for them. And Eli Bright out of this one is heartbreaking for how his season and how he entered this season coming on in. The season wraps up at Kansas. Next time out for the Crown Royal Truck Series. The next time out on here will be the Cup race. But we still have 1 week in between the Kansas finale. The championship is still up for debate. It is a battle, a Season 1 rematch between Peter Onjack and Jay Jefferson. The tiebreaker this time, though, if they do indeed tie, would go to Jay Jefferson's 3 wins. So maybe, just maybe, that'll be the deciding factor. Onjack has been dominant in the chase so far, and he's going to need a very bad issue at Kansas to take him out of it. But Jay Jefferson is still hungry. Roger Ray, Cucalon, and Spurleytube enter Kansas as the underdogs, but we'll see if they can come back. An exciting race here at Iowa capped off a TSR duel to the end where Riley Spurleytube shoved Jay out of the way and took the victory. Congratulations to Riley Spurleytube. We'll see you guys at Kansas for the Crown Royal Truck Series. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.